I don't. It's probably maybe my junior year. I started going a good bit my junior and senior year, maybe once or twice my sophomore year. But sophomore year I was playing with my older brother, so he kind of overshadowed me a little bit. But junior and senior year I started picking up a little bit.
And it was always an important, though, thing to be asked to come to the Touchdown Club when you were a player.
Absolutely, you never turned it down, just because that was the biggest thing in Anderson, one of the biggest things in the upstate. Every single week had a good crowd. My grandparents they still go to it every week, so it's really cool. It's one of the just kind of highlights of the week. If you realize you've seen the paper, you got Player of the Week. You're going to get some good mama pins and a cool trophy. So that's a really cool experience.
Did you ever dream when you were there winning High School Player of the Week you'd be coming back now as National Championship?
Not at all. So to kind of see it all come to an end and see it turn out the way you wanted to is really awesome. But no, I definitely can't. I definitely had the dream that it could happen, but I thought we would be solid each year, but nothing. I really didn't think we'd be a national champion. So to kind of come back here and raise the flag is just really awesome.
And your coach is going to be here tonight too.
Yeah, Coach Venables.
How important was he to your transformation at Clemson?
No, he was one of the main reasons who I am today. Just he made me into the man I am today, and the player. Just all the things about hard work and preparation and focus every single day. He made a huge impact in my life, so I'm really happy he's here to experience it with me.
How about the kids that will be playing at Hannah and Westside and the other county schools this year? Tell them what it's like to watch your dream turn into being somebody there. People know you all over the country now. You're not just known because of Clemson, but you've become sort of a phenomenon.
No, it's really cool. I thought there's hard work takes care of a lot of things. Obviously not the biggest guy in the room or the fastest or the strongest, but I worked my tail off to get me where I'm at today. I still have a lot more work to do, but if you're determined and you have a goal in mind, hard work will usually take care of it. So it's a really cool experience to kind of come back here today and kind of look back at the career and remember what's happened. But I obviously have a lot more work to do. The dream's not over. There's a lot more work.
This is a celebration that we started a few months ago, and we finally made it and paid me the money because you said Coach Venables would not be here. You believed it when you saw it. And we got him here tonight. We're so happy about that. But this is 36 years that the Touchdown Club's been operating. But I want to thank Anderson City and Anderson County for helping us with this. I think it's just a tremendous year to be able to do this with the participation of the city of Anderson, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem, all of them out here tonight, and Rusty, several of them in the audience. And we really appreciate you working with us on this. And you can see what kind of crowd we got out. It's just a tremendous crowd and a great celebration. And last year, from Anderson County's 8 county high schools, we had 45 plus, don't know the exact number, but there were over 45 boys playing college football from Anderson County. Now that is a tribute to the coaches that we have in Anderson County. And I've said this a lot of times, but out of the 8 schools, I don't believe there's any county in the Southeast and maybe in the nation that has the caliber of coaches in high school that we have in Anderson. I just thank you for coming, and let's enjoy the evening. Thank you.
It's indeed a pleasure to be here tonight representing Anderson County Council. At this time, I'd like to read the resolution. Before we do so, I'd like to ask the players if y'all will come up here to accept the award from Anderson County.
This is a resolution in honor of Ben Boulware, Kelly Bryant, Kendall Joseph, and Darian Rancher, sons of Anderson County, as team members of the 2016 Clemson National Champions, and matters related thereto. Whereas Ben Boulware, Kelly Bryant, Kendall Joseph, and Darian Rancher, all sons of Anderson County, were teammates on the Clemson Tigers football team, which won the 2017 National Collegiate Athletic Association Football Championship, held at Raymond James Stadium on January 9, 2017 in Tampa, Florida. And whereas Ben Boulware, a citizen of Anderson County and T.O. Hannah alumni, was a pivotal player during the course of the game whose defensive leadership held Alabama's quarterback to a 13-31 passing game and was named Defensive Most Valuable Player. Ben was also the recipient of the 2016 Jack Lambert Award as the nation's top linebacker. And whereas Kelly Bryant, a Calhoun Falls native and Rand High School alumni, is the returning junior, leading rusher, and backup quarterback for the Tigers, was instrumental in their progression to the national championship. While at the helm during regular season games of South Carolina State and Syracuse, he completed 4 out of 5 passes and 2 of 4 passes respectively, and rushed for a touchdown during the South Carolina game. And whereas Kendall Joseph, a Belton resident and a Belton Honey Path School alumni, is a returning sophomore and leading linebacker, Kendall received the Defensive Most Improved Award, responsible for 124 stops over 15 games with 9 stops during the national championship game. Kendall's tenaciousness led to his team to victory over Virginia Tech during the ACC championship game, where he had 11 tackles and was named Defensive Player of the game. And whereas Darian Rencher, another Anderson resident and Hannah alumni, a freshman running back, walked on during the 2016 season, has geared up for spring training. Darren is one of the Tigers' new rising stars and promises to make Anderson County proud. And now, therefore, be it resolved that Anderson County Council commends and honors the Clemson Tigers, the 2016 NCAA National Champions, and Anderson County's own Ben Boulware, Kelly Bryant, Kendall Joseph, and Darian Rencher, whose skill, determination, and sportsmanship served their team well during the 2016 season. We are proud of your achievements, dedication, and personal commitment to Clemson football and our community.
Congratulations, guys, and thank you, Ray. Rusty Burns has a special award for Ben.
It's an honor to be invited here tonight. It's a pleasure to honor these fine young men. I will say just one thing. My wife had a terrible childhood. She grew up pulling for another team. Although she named our cat that, so we did some but her favorite college football player, even though she pulls for that other team, is Kendall Joseph. And the reason for that, there's some things that are stronger than anything, and that's being a PhD bear. So, on behalf of the Anderson County Council, all the employees who work for Anderson County, and the 200,000 residents of Anderson County, today is Ben Boulware Day in Anderson County. But the other thing, the most important thing, is this morning we had a ceremony that Mr. Brisky presided over, and we raised a Clemson National Championship flag over our courthouse. And we have that flag to present to Mr. Boulware today. Thank you.
All right, now to introduce our speaker, we've got a young man that we in the Touchdown Club have followed for a long time, and we couldn't be prouder of you than we are, Ben. I'll tell you, you've had a great career at Clemson, and you have made us all so very proud. Come on up and introduce our speaker. Nobody knows the speaker any better than Ben Boulware.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank the Touchdown Club and all the sponsors for having this event. This one means a lot to me. It's very special to me. It's very close to my heart because I've sat in those chairs. I came here, I think, my senior year of high school for this event, and I came, I think, once in college. I sat back there in one of those chairs. I remember it like it's yesterday. I remember going to the library every Friday, eating Mama Pins with my grandma and Coach Fouch and the rest of my family. So for the players here, I mean, I've been in y'all's shoes, man. I know how hard y'all have worked. I know how y'all have aspirations to play at the next level, whether that be Troy or Duke I'm pretty sure Zach, you're definitely going to Clemson. So I hope Clemson. So I know y'all have the aspirations to play at the next level. And I know how stressful it is with school and trying to balance that with your family. And and at the end of the day, ball. Those are two tangible ways to kind of get better and work. I think at the end of the day, the secret sauce is hard work. That's got me to where I am today, and I think those are just, if you don't remember anything, weight vest and get better every day. I think those are very simple things to remember, and I think that will get y'all to where you want to go. But I'm here to introduce Coach Venables. He's a very interesting individual. I think there's two sides to Coach Venables, and I've experienced them over the past 4.5 years every single day. I think as there's Coach Venables as a coach. Well, okay, there's Coach Venables, and he is the craziest, insane coach you'll ever meet in your entire life. Zach, if you go to Clemson, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. He's crazy. He's very detailed, focused, and every single day you get chewed out. And I know it might scare you, but he does it for a reason, and he has a purpose. He has his end goals in mind. But Coach Venables, crazy. Then there's Brent Venables, the father, the husband, just the man. He's one of the most loving individuals I've ever met in my entire life. I've experienced it firsthand, just getting cussed out for 22 periods. And then we go to dinner, and you see him with his daughters and his sons and his wife, and you're just like, that's not who you are. Like, you're bipolar, because you cussed me out 30 minutes ago, and now you're like googly eyes with your daughter. And I saw it every single day for 4 years, and I was like, that's impressive. He's able to kind of separate his football life from his personal life, and it's honestly one of the most crazy things I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm a true sophomore. This guy's a redshirt junior, and I'm battling. And I'm just like, I was like, I'm definitely better than this guy. I'm definitely going to get my first start. Like, I'm good. And going to practice, and this whole season I've already been struggling because I was just like, wasn't happy. I was working my tail off, and I wasn't seeing any fruit to my labor. So I been thinking the whole season. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, this is tough. Like, called my parents. I'm like, I hope y'all can pay for school because I'm done. Like, I'm done with football. Like, so I already told them that if this week doesn't work out, like, I'm done. I'm tired of doing all this stuff. I'll just go to school, might try for baseball, but football obviously is not the path for me. So when he pulls me out, I was like, literally, I thought I was going to cry on the sidelines. I realized I probably thought I was never going to play. So after practice, we're doing our breakdown, talking through everything we went through, and we break it down, and we're walking out, and I just call his name. I told him to come back, and I was like, Coach, I'm hanging up the cleats. I can't do this no more. Like, I'm depressed. I just can't take it. And he was just like, shut up. And I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not playing anymore. Like, I'm miserable out here. Like, I'm not seeing any fruit to my labor. I'm working my tail off. And you're putting guys in front of me that I know I'm better than. And he was just like, you're not quitting. And I was like, yes, I am. He's like, you're not quitting. And I ended up saying like a couple more words and just started crying. Obviously, about some things, I'm a very emotional guy. Kendall will agree with that. Especially about our team, I get very emotional. Mainly just because we put in so much work with the guys and our staff. So it's kind of hard not to get emotional about those things. So I'm very emotional about football because I've worked my tail off to get where I am today. So I started talking again and started crying. Literally cried for probably 45 minutes solid. Couldn't even breathe, hyperventilating. And so I think that's when Coach Venables realized I want to put my coach aside, and the husband, the father, the man, Brent, came out and literally walked with me from the indoor practice fields all the way to the west end zone and talked to me probably for an hour, just encouraging me. There's obviously a lot that went on, but just kind of put football aside and talk to me as a man, as an individual, and not as a football player. So I think that although he's a crazy, insane coach, he also cares about your heart. He cares about Ben Boulware as a man and as a person rather than Ben Boulware as a football player. So I'll stop talking. I'd love to introduce my coach. Has been a father figure to me, Brent Venables.
I don't have anything bad to say about you, Ben. I've got my notes, kind of sound like I got my notes kind of like Ben did. Just kind of scribble it down, just random thoughts, kind of how I coach linebackers, how he plays linebacker. It's kind of what I put together here tonight as well. What an incredible night. I had no idea. Coach Brissy and the Anderson Touchdown Club, I'd like to thank you for having me here tonight and for putting on such a wonderful event, and recognizing all the great coaching and the players, well-deserved recognition, the award recipients tonight. What a tremendous event to put these guys in the right place, and for the academic achievements as well. You guys do it the right way. Really appreciate you having us here. I had no idea that Jeff Davis would be here, Billy DeAndrea, and our other players, Kendall and Darian, as well as KB. What a neat night. And I was so fired up, though, when and Coach Brissy has tried to get me to come over a few different times. I get a little bit of free time during the off season, so I really value the time that we have to spend with our families. But when they told me it was going to be Ben Boulware night, I said, sign me up, and I'll walk to Anderson. So thank you very much, though, for a first-class event. Again, what an honor and privilege it is to be here with all of you tonight. Congratulations to Ben and to all of your success, to the Clemson Tigers that are here tonight. And I didn't realize that either. There's keys to the city and things of that nature as well. Very, very humbly. I'd like to thank Ben, and thank Ben for for so many things, and not for putting up with me. That's not on my list anywhere. No, just his commitment. As you saw, what I love, he's unfiltered. He says what you're thinking. So bright, undersells himself. He's done that his whole career. I love your humility. Thank you for your humility. Thank you for your servant leadership. You have made me better. You make everybody that you touch better in everything that they do. Thank you for your commitment to excellence and upholding the values that we stand for at Clemson. And thank you for your belief in Clemson, and Coach Sweeney and myself, and our vision. And thank you for your passion, because without nothing great in life is accomplished without passion and love. What a tremendous example, Ben. You talked about example. You are the example, and you don't come with in this perfect presentation. At times, people that don't really truly know you and who you are, it looks a little rough and roguish at times, but then that goes back to you trying to undersell yourself. But here's the Ben Boulware that I know, and an example as a Christian, and very proud of your relationship with Jesus Christ, and wear that on your sleeve daily. Thank you for getting your degree, for being a graduate, for setting the example. Ben he says, I'm not very smart, Clemson's real hard, but he was only a 2-time academic All-ACC performer, and was an incredible student, and really did an incredible, impeccable job of managing academics, the ruggers and the commitment of being a student athlete, and as well as, again, his family. Thank you for the example of being a son and a brother and a grandson, because through all my years of coaching, again, I pay attention. Again, I'm fearful if I show too much love and I celebrate too much that these guys are going to put their guard down, and then we're going to lose every game. So this is my opportunity tonight to really give Ben what he deserves. But the example as a son, nobody had a more of an appreciation for his family. And there's 3 tables of them out here. And nobody appreciated and had more gratitude and appreciation and respect for their family than Ben Boulware. And that's not the norm. And a lot of young men are more consumed with themselves. But he was really proud of his family. And his family, it was just neat to see the undenying love and support. And you were there through every Tiger walk, through every win, through every loss, through those tough days, through the great days, and really appreciate you all for the example that you all set as a family unit. thank you to Ben for becoming the example as, a captain. You know, you showed what being a captain's all about. You know, I know you made a guy like Jeff Davis, who was also a captain at Clemson, and you didn't never take that for granted, and represented everything with integrity, with character, with toughness, with the consistency that the great ones do. You became an All-American. You were MVP of the national championship, and but all the while you remained incredibly humble and always gave the credit to your teammates. Just an awesome example. And thank you for being a great player for me. And I say great player, not the tackles and the sacks and all those types of things, but the example that you set for your teammates. And you took a torch that was handed to you, and man, you took it to new heights and to places that I never imagined. And you know, one of my all-time favorite players, because of your love for the game, your willingness to commit in a selfless way, the consistency that you brought, you're on point. You know, Ben was a guy that you could never feed enough. You could never coach him hard enough. He was just never satisfied. He wanted more. He wanted, whether it's Sunday or a Saturday night at 11 o'clock after an afternoon game, do you have the grades done yet, Coach? I've watched, I played like junk. What'd you give me? To Sunday afternoon, he'd show up on a day that they weren't required to be there. You know, do you have the new tips and reminders for the next opponent? He'd show up by himself all the time. And to all the way to the very last pre-game meeting that the linebackers would have in the locker room before going to play the national championship, he is preaching to that defense. And it was just awesome to see, and to see a young man take this dream and make it a reality. We talk all the time at Clemson, and we have a saying in the back of our indoor facility, to do the common things in an uncommon way, you will command the attention of the world. And one thing that Ben Boulware is not is common. And he's everything but common. Ben set the thermostat within our team on a daily basis, and he brought out the best in his teammates, as I said, but he also brought the best out of us as coaches. Ben wanted to be pushed and challenged and held to the standard of excellence that he himself helped create. We have this picture that we look at, and the very first time I saw it, that we put it in front of the team, it's a cat, and it's a little baby kitten, and he's sitting looking in a puddle that's sitting in front of him, and that puddle is a reflection. And instead of seeing this little kitten in the reflection, there's this huge tiger, a massive, ferocious tiger. That's the picture. Well, I said, that's Ben Boulware. I'm screenshotting that. If we had a shot tonight, you'd love it. And but that's how Ben has always saw himself. He saw himself that way at T.O. Hanna. He saw the very first time. That's who I saw walk through the front door of the West End Zone. First time he and I met with his folks. He came over to the facility, and we had yet to offer him, but we were getting ready. There's a lot of excitement on our side of it because we're getting ready to offer Ben. And Ben comes in there. He's about 5'11" at that time. He's all muscled up, and he is mad. So we had asked him to come over to meet us, and we were going to offer him a scholarship, take him up and meet Coach Sweeney and offer him a scholarship. And he's got a little attitude. He's like, how come you always haven't offered me a scholarship yet? Pump the brakes, brother. And I had just gotten there, in my own defense, I had just gotten there, and as soon as I watched this tape for the very first time, we got Ben Boulware on the phone. And but Ben has always saw himself as this giant. But it's that vision and dreaming big that has propelled and fueled him to go above and beyond and achieve things that many young men like him don't, because they put these barriers in front of themselves. They have a can't-do attitude. They build in excuses for failure. They don't handle the adversity the right way. Where adversity is a door in front of Ben, and he, instead of knocking on it, he's kicking it down. Most of society will knock on it. Nobody answers. They just go on to something else, where Ben Boulware is going to kick it down. One of the first times I met him at T.O. Hanna, he's in the weight room when there wasn't a weight room class going on. Another time I'm going to go meet and visit with Ben Boulware during the recruiting process. he says, hey, can you meet me over this facility? Here's the address. And I go over to another weight room training facility. He's going to get his second or third workout of the day. And that's who, he brought that same mentality, that same work ethic, that same hunger, that same desire. He brought that to Clemson. He knew that things would not be perfect. I don't think Ben, and the challenge to you young people is you got to, when you get on this path, where this path is going, when you get on this next chapter in your life, okay, you have to know adversity's coming. You got to know adversity's coming. And you got to have a plan of attack. But you got to take risk, and you got to tackle adversity head on. In fact, failure is part of the process itself. Battling injuries, Ben played probably half of his career hurt. And man, he's one of the toughest guys I've been around. I have a lot of respect and admiration for him. But fighting through those injuries is a big deal. And then again, fighting back, we were recognized tonight. One of the neatest things I've seen is him fighting back and our team fighting back from a devastating loss in the national championship the year prior. And that's emotionally can beat you up when you come so close and you come up short. Coaches and players know that you've competed. It's happened to every one of us in our careers. And to see the will, imposing his will on his teammates, on himself, was incredibly impressive. But he knew as much as anybody that you're going to get knocked down along the way, but his willingness to get back up and to give his absolute very best that makes him very unique. And he knew that this was the only way that we were going to get back and have a chance to be able to become national champions. Strive to be your best and inspire others to be their best, because it's in the striving itself is where you find greatness, not in the outcome. And I'll just leave you with a few of these nuggets. One thing I learned in a hurry when I didn't know exactly the format tonight was, man, Anderson County has been good to them Tigers. Anderson County has been good. The other is, if you came not knowing that we were giving out keys in this national championship celebration, as well as the award recipients, coaches, and players alike from the 8 high schools in Anderson County, if you weren't ready to see all this orange, it's been a very fun night for you. So I apologize. A new season, a new challenge, the next chapter is in front of every one of you athletes. I'm going to leave you with just a few different nuggets, just some thoughts to think on here. The only disability in life is a bad attitude. A brave man dies but once. There are always footsteps behind you. Pursuing what you want, you better speed up. You are the guardian of your own heart, and you are the guardian of your own mind. There's a little difference in people that little difference makes a big difference. That little difference is attitude. The big difference is whether it's a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. The power of positive thinking. How you think affects everything that you do and everything that you accomplish in life. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and ultimately your values become your destiny. Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh, so is he. Sign your work and your name, as Ben Boulware has in his career. Sign it with excellence. Thank you, good luck, God bless, and go Tigers.
Thank you for doing so much to help all these players, and thank you for making us here in Anderson County so proud of Clemson. We look forward to having you back next year when we celebrate 2 in a row.
Tell me a little bit about why this year's Anderson Touchdown Club is a special event.
Well, we've been, in 2001, we had a 20th anniversary of the 1981 team. And we had 14 of those fellows that came, including the refrigerator. And that was a tremendous thing. And so with Clemson 2016 team winning the national championship, we felt like it'd be a great time to have a celebration for for both these teams. Try to get some of both these teams together, and particularly since we got 4 Anderson young men that are playing on the Clemson team, on that championship team, so I just felt like it would be a good time to put together a celebration for both teams in conjunction with the city and the county of Anderson. And of course, they have done a tremendous job in participating and in helping us with this. The coaches in Anderson County, the 8 coaches at the 8 county high schools that we cover with the Touchdown Club, probably is the best group of coaches of any county in South Carolina. The primary reason that we do this is to honor the high school athletes each week that participate on Friday night and do a great job. We felt like it was a time to honor those kids. I coached high school football for a few years, and I was at Belton earlier in my career, and we would go to Greenville and get awards at the Touchdown Club, and that meant more to my young men and more to me than probably anything that we've ever done in front of those men. Another thing that probably people don't realize is that we had 48, I believe, football players playing college football in 2016 that came through Anderson County, and many of them through the Touchdown Club. I mean, 48 scholarships is a lot of money. And so those young men are bettering their lives, and we hope we had a little part in that.